Yeah. So the today's session is about the compliance as code using Inspect. So how I plan my session was I will go to the theory why we are mm, using the compliance as code and what is the problem with traditional compliance like that. For first off, we will for like 10 or 5 minutes we will go through the theory part, and next we will move on to the tool for Inspect. If you are want to do along with me, I'll put the link for Gitbook and my link to install the tool in the chat box. Just give me a minute, I'll put inside. Yeah, so this is the Gitbook link, and this is the second link is for installing the Inspect tool. Am I clear?
Yes.
So we will go. I'll start my session. So good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming for my sessions in afternoon. I know it's Saturday afternoon. Everyone was busy, but thanks for coming my session. I hope you will find this session useful and get some from out of this session. Yeah, this is a small introduction about me. My name is Joshua Jabraz. I'm an undergrad student currently studying at VIT Chennai. I have interested in web Android security and DevSecOps. I'm also a volunteer for Null Chennai. I'm also currently looking for some of the remote internship. If any one of folks are hiring who for internship, please let me know. Thanks. Yeah, we will first before moving into the compliance as code, we will look at the problem with the traditional compliance. Yeah, so imagine the fictional character called John who owns the shops for selling the toilet paper. Due to the current COVID situation, the increase for the toilet paper was increased, so he had make some changes in the website. Previously, they are following the traditional SDLC model where they took like a minimum 3 months to 6 months to deliver the product. Due to the increase of demand, they have to deliver rapidly. Then John met with some of his friends and then came to know about something called Agile, where they will.
Hi, Joshua. Joshua, I think there is some internet issue, so you can just stop your video and keep sharing, so that internet is perfect during your speech.
Yeah. So can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So he came to know about something called Agile. When they move on to the Agile, there was some problem between the developer and operation team. So the developer wants to push the code as soon as he write the uh, as soon as he write the code, they want to push the code into the production machine. But the operation team only wants to put the code which are only stable, which are tested perfectly. There was some miscommunication between the developer and operation team. In order to overcome that, they have come with a new thing called DevOps, where the developer and operation team will work together and the problem was solved. Now again the developer was pushing the code to the production environment. Everything was done like testing the code, and environmental issue was stopped by the using some of the container technology. But this time they couldn't able to push the code. This time there was problem with the security compliance team. The security compliance team told that they will be only allowing the code which follows the compliance. The developer, the problem is this approach was the developer wants to read like a 300 or 400 pages of compliance. We can see there are many complaints like PCI, CSS, or many complaints are there, but the developer wants to read more the thing about the compliance. Simply the developer doesn't want to know the thing. They are they are angry with the compliance because they are not allowing the um, developer to push the code. So uh, the other thing the developer was already was tired for reading the 100 pages and 200 pages of documentation and learning new technologies. Along with that, they don't want to learn the complaints. The traditional compliances look like a spreadsheet or a checklist that has to be filled in order to move the code into the production. The problem with the compliance and the developers was similar to the problem between the developer and the operation team. There was a miscommunication between both teams. The compliance team doesn't understand what the developer wants. The developer doesn't understand what the compliance team wants. Yeah. So to overcome this one, we are come to the part as compliance code, where everyone in the organization, not only the developer, everyone in the organization can able to compliance. So the problem will be solved between the compliance and the security team. For using compliance as code, there are many tools. Today we are going to see the tool called Inspect. So Inspect is an open source tool that used for testing the security and compliance. But for today's session, we are only concerned about the compliance part. So you may get the question why we should use the compliance. There are many other Inspect. There are many other tools are there. So the advantage is Inspect is a human readable language. Inspect uses human readable language. Inspect also can be easily integrated into the existing workspaces. Inspect provide the CLI format so that we can easily integrate it into any workspace that you are using. It supports a different target. We will see more about the target in the hands-on session. No dependency. For example, if you want to check the AWS EC2 instance compliance, we don't want anything need to be installed on the target machine. Only the host machine has to be installed with Inspect. So this provides a great advantage. What Inspect can do? The Inspect can easily help to speed up the development. Since we are providing all the things as code, there will be no manual thing. So it also reduces the workload of the developer and the compliance team. And Inspect helps to convert the existing compliance to the easily convert code. And we also get friendly with the developer team as we are not stopping their code going into the production. What Inspect cannot do? The Inspect cannot make you 100% compliant. It only can able to check for the compliance that we are doing and cannot make you 100% secure. We could see in the recent news that banks are getting hacked or like that, or there are some 0 days or there. What that indirectly implies what even if we follow the 100% compliant, we are not assured that we are not 100% secure. And also the Inspect cannot make changes to the system. So what this means was the Inspect can be only telling you are not following the compliance. It cannot tell you are it cannot go further like it is not following the compliance. I can change that. We have to do with some changes using either manually, or if you are using DevOps, you can use the configuration management tool like Ansible or Chef and Puppet. So this is about the theory part. We will move on to the hands-on part. The first thing that I want to introduce to was Inspect Shell. So the Inspect Shell, if you have worked with the Python, if we can think like a Inspect Shell is similar to the Python shell, but it was based on the Ruby. So it is the best way we can start the learning about the Inspect. I will show that. Yeah. So you could see here we are currently inside the Inspect. Okay. The first command that I want to show was help. Help command is how we can. It gives the detail about how we can use the help command. So, for example, I want to know more about the help resources. I could simply put help resources. So this is the list of resources that can be checked using the inspection. You could see there are many other resources there. So you can think resources as the things that we want to check. For example, you could see there are Docker container, if you are using the Ubuntu, there are app module and many module here. For the demo, I'm going to show about the OS resources. For getting the information about the OS resources, you simply have to type help resources OS. Sorry, help the resource name. You could get the basic description about the OS resources. I am going to explain. I'm going to export this command. So I will just copy and paste this one. It shows the output that I am currently running as a Debian family. Since I am running as Ubuntu, it shows as a Debian. So this will be useful when we run the compliance on the specific platform. So there is another module called command module. Command module helps to uh, execute the command like a shell command. So for example, I'm going to see what is my Git version. I'll just put what the command that I want. You could see we are getting the Git version. So this will be very much useful if you are starting with the inspect. You want to know more about the resources like that. So I will come out of the inspect. So another tool that the inspect offer was inspect shell, inspect detect. So inspect detect, it will give the basic thing about our target. Since I am running locally, it gives me the about my machine. Like I am running Ubuntu and I'm running the 20.0.4 like that. So this is about the inspect shell. And as a traditional developer, we are start with the Hello World program. So I will so I'm just going to print saving the text welcome to Null Dubai into the file called conference. I'll just execute the cat command on the conference to make sure it's correcting. Yeah, we could see it is in Null Dubai. So before moving further into the inspect test, we want to know about the two things. The basic component that the inspect made up of was resources and matches. So resources are things that we want to test. For example, it could be a file, it could be a configuration, it could be a running state of the services, anything that we want to test. It's come under the resources. The matcher, as the name suggests, you can think like a test cases that we want to test. So this how the typical test we look like. Yeah, so I will go there and I will so since it is based on the Ruby, we have to save it as uh, .rb format, .rb extension. So what I done was here I am checking. Here I am using the resources file. Its name was called as conference. Since we have saved as a conference, we are using the resources and we are checking. The file should be present and its content should be welcome to Null Dubai. So as I shown in the slide, you could inspect is very human readable. You could see that inspect was very easy. In the code you can see even with the non-technical person can easily able to understand this one. So how we can execute the test was inspect x execute and the file name. Yeah, you could see that we are getting one successful on one failure. If you look at the failure, it says that we are expecting D as capital, but in the conference document the D was small. So we are going to change that one. I will just change. So now I am again running the script. Yeah, you could see, right, we are getting two successful. This is how we run the testing for testing in the inspect. Yeah, okay, we are move on to the next topic. So inspect control, you could see, mm, you could see that this is looks very good, but it cannot be used in a, when you are working in an organization, ship company, or when you are working in the bank or a hospital. We cannot write the test cases like this one. So we have to move like a more professional way. So inspect provides the way to run to do the to write the test scripts in the most professional way. So this is how the control blocks look like. So it starts with the control, the keyword, and it is 1.0 is the name of the ID of the control. We can give any unique ID. In fact, so impacts tell how much impact are there. You could give the impact, like how the complaints that you are following. For example, if you are doing for 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 some testers, we have to put the impact more, so that it cannot go into the production. For example, you can tell if there is an impact more than if there is any severe impact, we cannot push the code into the development. If there is very less impact, we can push the code into the development. Like that we can classify this one. Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, we can hear you. The screen is not visible.
Yeah, it's yeah, can you hear me to speak?
Yes, now it's fine.
Yeah, sure. So the title, the title was the title for the inspect control that we are giving, and the description is the optional, so that like anyone who are going to use the control will be able easily able to understand the control. Yeah, we will move on to the next part. So the inspect component. Inspect component consists of the targets. You can think target as the mission, the server or a mission that we want to check. There are many targets that the inspect offers. For example, local mission, local describes the host mission that we are running. Sometimes we want to check our host mission. In that case, we are using the local. Remote. Remote means since the most organization are moving to the cloud, we can check the complaints for the cloud instance also using the remote. So it simply uses the SSH. As long as you can SSH into the cloud instance, we can simply use the remote, use the inspect. And Docker, recently inspect start supporting the Docker, so you can run the inspect command against the Docker containers also. So the tag that we used to specify the target was -t is used to specify the target. We will move on to the next topic, control sources. So the control sources is like a place where we get the source, where we get the test script. We can either write our own script and execute locally, or profile. We will discuss about the profile in more details in the upcoming slides. In the remote URL, sometimes in the organization where we have put the code in the GitHub or a code repository where we sometimes we will put that. We can also fetch from this one, and there is something called supermarket in the chef. It's as a name suggests, like a supermarket where we can go and see get the testers are written by the other people. and that is also called as a compliance server. If you are running like a more compliance office, like a um, bank or health organization, you have your own compliance. In that case, you can run your own compliance web server. So I will not discuss all the things. I will only discuss how we can execute the script of the supermarket. It's another thing. All the things are easy, so that we can easily follow this one, follow that other things. So I'm going to, if you run this command, it will shows all the profiles that are present in the supermarket. You could see, right, there are these amount of profiles that are already present in the supermarket. So you can simply use this existing profile, like inspect supermarket and execute the profile name. To know about the profile information, you could simply go like inspect info. For example, I want to know about this utils profile. It gives like a name and owner and URL where it's present, and description also it gives like. So it's like a more about the metadata about the profile. Yeah, we will go on inspect profile. So one of the main advantages that inspect offer was inspect in, once we write the test, we can easily simply pack and push it to the GitHub, so that other people in the organization can use. Or you can simply, if you are a open source people, you can simply write a test for the like ASVS standards or like that. You can simply write the test and push it there, so that anyone who want to run the ASVS or OWASP standards, they can simply use the script. Uh, how we can run was, we can use creating the inspect profile. So the inspect profile allows to group the many other tests under the one folder, so that it can be useful for that, easy to use. So how the command that we used to create the inspect profile was inspect init profile and the profile name. In my case, I'm going to name the profile as the test profile. Yeah. So I just executing the tree command on the test profile, so that you could see the file structure of this one. Yeah. You could see that there is one folder called readme.md. So the readme.md is similar to the readme, that file that we found in the GitHub. It's like a data that we want to put about our profile. So the inspect.yaml file is the place where we put the metadata description about our profile. So I will simply execute the cat command on this one, so that we could see what are the things that are present here. You could see that the name of the profile, the title, the maintainer, the copyrights and the copyright signal. If you are putting the profile under the license, you can put it here, and the summary. Yeah, like that we can put. And the controls is the folder where we put our the test. Okay. So before executing the script profile, we have to execute this command inspect check and the profile name. In my case, it's here test profile. You could see there are no errors and no warnings. This confirms that we are writing the profile in a correct way. So how one can execute the inspect profile was inspect execute. There was some typo. You could see, right, the profile was successfully executed. You can see here we are running the profile as the inspect profile. It is the name that we have shown in the title. Here you could see that it's the same output, and the version is like at here we could see the version, right? The version is printing. And target, since we are running in the local machine, it shows the target of the local. It's showing the target as a local one. Yeah, so this is about the inspect. So the another thing that inspect profile was, we can save the profile in the zip format and share it with other people. How we can do was inspect, archive, and the profile name and the hyphen zip. This provides this will convert the profile into the zip, so you can put it in the online like a GitHub, so that everyone can able to use it. So this is about the profile. Advanced profiles. So far we have seen it like a simple profile, but sometimes we want to, most of the times there are some profile that was written by already some people. In that case, we can use the profile. How we can use the profile was, you can use something called depends. So the depends tells that we have to run the this profile before running our the profile that we have created. So it runs the testers on the tested that present in the profile, and after that, after running, it runs a profile on our the profile that present here. So these things we have to put it in the YAML file. So I will just open. Okay. Yeah. So I'll simply put like this one. So what I'm specifying was, use the profile named as SSH baseline. This is the URL that we want to take the profile from. Execute this profile before the executing the actual script. This before executing the script, we have to execute the script that present in the URL. So another thing that I want to do was, I want to put the include controls. So I have to put it in the example.rb. So what I done in the inspect.yaml was, I tells the profile that, hey, include this profile. But what I am here trying to do was, hey, run this profile. So these two steps has to be done before running the inspect profile. Before running the profile. So another thing that I want to show was inspect. This inspect lock is the .lock is the file that will be created every time we run the profile. See, you can see there was no dependency present there. If we simply run this run the profile, it doesn't run all the profile that we have included. To avoid that one, we are just removing the inspect lock folder. So how I run the profile was inspect execute test profile. Yeah, you could see right now it's also running the SSH baseline configuration. This is how we can inherit the existing configuration. If you are a person who are from the development environment, you can think like it is like inheritance, where we inherit the existing profile into our profile, so that we can use inside our profile. So there are other keyword called support. So the support tells the profile that we want to run the profile only in these platforms. So I'm going to put it here. I will remove this one and I put this one. So what I'm stressing was run this profile only on Windows environment. So I will try to run this one. You could see right, I am running currently as Ubuntu, but since I specified as Windows, it's not running there. So I will just remove this one and put it as Ubuntu. So this keyword will be using like uh, when your organization are working on different environment. For example, you are running the like something on the Windows machine, but this profile has to be checked only on Windows. So in that case, you are using the support keyword. Yeah. So the profile that we are inheriting using the depends keyword can be like this one. You can use the path keyword to inherit from the local profile or URL. So the URL is like a thing that I told in the remote part. It's similar to the URL where we point out here the URL present, go on page and execute before running our actual script. And Git, if you are using like a Git repository, you can use also something like a Git, and also it supports a supermarket. So we can fetch the profile from the supermarket before executing our actual script and compliance. So it's like a compliance. You want to tell like fetch the compliance script from the compliance server before running our actual script and running the script. Yeah. We will go on to the next part, inspect security. Just here. So I'm just saving my password in a folder called secret. You could see there is something called a password. Okay. So I'm going to create a new folder called inspect init. Yeah. So I'll just edit the existing profile. Yeah. So I'll go into the example.rb and replace the content here. So this is the content. So basically what we are running was we are checking there is folder called secret present here, and its content should be matched to the password. So I'll execute this one, inspect execute secure profile. You could see, right, we are getting too successful. You may ask, hey, it's working, why, what's the problem with that? If you go into the example.rb, you could see that we are testing, we are just hard coding the password part. It's not a good way to do that. For example, if there is some breach in your company, where we are checking, like if we are using something like a Terraform, we will check like a key. We have to sometimes we have to put like a keys or inside that. Like if you are storing in somewhere in the GitHub repository, if there is some breach in your organization where the attacker could be able to get these scripts, the attacker can get the keys. Using the key, he can get into a AWS environment or a cloud environment, which is very dangerous. In order to avoid that, inspect provides a way called attribute. So I'll just copy paste here and I will explain this one. So I'm just I'm just storing using the password variable and storing the attribute. So the attribute basically expects the three parameter. The first parameter is the variable name that we want to pass. The default parameter, it says that the default value that need to be passed, and the description is the human readable description that we need to provide in order to understand this one. So I'm just replacing the this pass with pass. So this when we run this script, it will be replaced by this pass. But you may ask, where is my password there? For that, we have to create a new folder and just storing the in YAML value. So for my example, I am storing as pass.yaml. in the same place where that. So this will look into that variable, pass variable, and pass this value present there. So how we can execute? Now I will try to execute this one. Yeah, it says that please please specify the input attribute. So what we have to do was we have to use the attributes flag and pass the files where the secret are present. In our case, we just pass.yaml file. So I will run this one with the now. Yeah, just to give me, it's not there, so I will create. Sorry, I have saved the file inside this secure profile, not here the directly. So it's showing from here. You could see, right? This time we are instead of doing like a uh, instead of doing hard coding the password, we are using the another file .password.yaml where the passwords are stored, so that our credential are safe inside. So this is how we secure the inspect security. But it's like you can see, right, it is like we have to make some read some code, we have to do some work in order to put the compliance thing. But thanks to the open source community people, like they have done work for us. There is something called DevSec framework. uh, so where they have written the complaints for us. So for example, I'm going to see the Linux one. They have already written the Linux profile for them. So they are already write the baseline complaints test for us. So for we have to simply run the baseline profile. You could see, right, they also given the all you have to do was just copy the command and paste it here. It takes some time because it's like around 2000 checks are there. So I'll just exceed this one. So basically you can use the scripts that are present here. Yeah, so the DevSec frameworks also provide the compliance for SSH or SSL and Docker. If you are using the Nginx or MySQL, PostgreSQL, it also supports this one. So you can easily use this profile for this one. Yeah. So these are the references that I took for my session. So these are the resources that if you are planning to learn more about the inspect, or if you are planning to more about using the inspect in our code in our organization, you can refer this one. This is actually a mm, good. The lady called Annie written some good tutorial from scratch. You can also follow this one, and in the inspect official tutorials also is the good place to start. And there is some courses by the official inspect chef. It's free, where you can learn about more about the inspect. Yeah, so that's all about my session. If you have any questions, please. put it on chat or ask now.